The Celtics.
A terrific evening. Look at Old Town there. The historic city of Boston is our backdrop tonight. We are live from Boston for an Eastern Conference contest with the Celtics. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer David Aldridge. DA?
Thanks, Kevin. Since taking over, Pistons coach and team president Stan Van Gundy has quickly reshaped the roster. The wins have followed. He said, "We've come a long way. Now we've got a group of guys who fit together on the floor and are all high-character individuals. There's a much better feel." Kevin?
It's not just about raw talent, but how the pieces fit, DA. Thanks. And these two exciting young teams, Chris, a lot of talent and a lot of room to grow.
Oh, man, you see a lot of potential. Teams on the rise. With young teams, they are often breakdowns. They'll make mistakes. It's all about learning from them and getting better.
That was well said. And it's the Pistons to start out. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. At small forward and power forward, it's Harris and Morris. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. And it's Drummond in at the center. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Thomas kicks to Johnson. No good on that one. Good D by Drummond. Here's Jackson. Harris outside. Feeds to Morris. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Marcus Morris is just one of those players, Chris, that when you look at the stat sheet at the end of the night, he is bound to have ink in almost every column on there.
Well, he can rebound. He can hit the jimmies from outside, hit the tough ones inside. He has good vision for his position. Morris may never be an all-star. Doesn't do one thing great, but does everything well. He just finds a way to make plays in the game, and it shows up in his numbers.
Free throw good from Morris.
While the shooting of Morris provides his team with is crucial, just a real valuable part of this team.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
Now, you have to like the efficiency that Marcus Morris plays with. Not so much his shooting percentages, but how effective he can be without touches. He can score without taking a lot of shots. He knows how to follow up misses in the paint and get second chance scores.
No one covering. Crowder's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
The assist from Thomas, finding the open man. Nice decision offensively.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And with the qualities, Chris, you describe about Marcus Morris, that he's viewed as a valuable role player on this team.
Okay, you have to love him. He can eat up minutes on the floor and not necessarily need to be involved to leave his mark on the game. You don't have to call a lot of plays for this guy. He can fit into any lineup and play multiple positions, which helps too.
Now here's Jackson following the miss by Al Horford. Harris outside. Lock at 6. Off target with his 3. For Boston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Shot by Crowder, no good. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. That's tipped. Caldwell Pope dishes to Morris. Crowder against Harris. Crowder goes in. Crowder with another miss.
After 5 shots, they only have 1 make. Not a great start.
To the wing on the left. And the wide open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Thomas passes to Horford. Boston, no good that time either. And it's Detroit's ball. Drummond in the post, guarded by Horford. Harris misses. Celtics trail by 3. Thomas with the ball. The shot from 20 feet away. And the dunk by Horford.
No, you can't forget about Horford. I mean, carving out space inside for the putback.
So it's Detroit now. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Thomas dishes to Bradley. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Outside Thomas. Horford kicks to Thomas. Horford with the screen on Jackson. Thomas passes to Horford.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a two-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
Shoots 2.
The first one falls.
And Horford, a pretty steady free throw shooter. I mean, he had a few down seasons, maybe due to those pectoral tears, but I tell you what, he's been right up there around 80%.
So Horford gets 2.
Not your run-of-the-mill big man from the line. This guy can stroke it.
Jackson against Thomas. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Bradley with some nice D. And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware.
Here's Jackson following the bucket by the Celtics. Caldwell Pope with a wide-open look. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one. For Boston, they've gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Thomas kicks to Horford. Johnson with a screen on Drummond to the middle. Goes up off the pick. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Oh, that's what Johnson loves to do, just set screens and roll to the rim.
Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Jackson dishes to Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. He feeds it to Drummond. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Now, when you think about Andre Drummond, the first thing you think about is his relentless rebound. He's arguably the best rebounder in the game. Just inhales misses off the glass. Routinely, he can go out there and get you 20 boards easy. Free
throw good, Drummond. Drummond coming close to averaging almost 15 boards a game in 2016. Chris, there's just no way to keep him from collecting shots.
Wow, 15 boards. You got to say that 15 times. And it just isn't his freakish athleticism that makes him so good. He has a great sense of time, and he knows when to release a player when he's boxing out to go for that ball. He has more nuance to his rebounding game than he gets credit for, and also he desires it more than most big fellas.
Now here's Thomas. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Olynyk. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. For 3. Good on the three-point shot.
Well, the three-pointer has always been a big part of Thomas's arsenal. I mean, the quick release.
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. Hey, if we let up on D even a little, it's enough to get their guy going.
Oh, you know, I always wanted to be in basketball, and I still see myself in a management or an ownership position. But, you know, growing up and being a student of the game, you know, I listened to all the great voices growing up, you know. I listened to George Blaha. He used to do local Detroit Pistons TV, and all the radio guys, you know, Kevin, I know you're a very humble guy, but to guys like yourself, Dick Stockton, Marvin Albert, you know. So I've gotten the chance to just listen to the best as I study tape, and, you know, definitely influenced by that. And so the biggest blessing about it is that, or the biggest help about it is that, you know, I've been put in a position where I get to work with some of the best guys that have ever done it. And, you know, I just want to thank them for helping me get to a point where I feel comfortable, you know, talking about this game I love.
Well said. Boston making some changes. Jerebko's checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Crowder, and Marcus Smart is subbed in for Avery Bradley. Then for the Pistons, John Lure, he's checked in for Morris. Stanley Johnson comes in for Tobias Harris, and it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. Here's Smith. Johnson sets the screen for Smith. Johnson in the corner. He kicks it to Lure. 5 to shoot. Detroit, no good that time either. The Celtics have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Johnson attacking. Poked away. Pass to Smart. Three-pointer. And it's Lure with the rebound. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Now it's Thomas running. He can go all the way.
Oh, he's shooting a fantastic mark from the field to begin this one.
Pistons trail by 4. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Caldwell Pope outside. It doesn't go for him. And it's Boston the other way.
And the one thing I like with the Celtics, you see the chemistry and the continuity, not just on the court, but on every level. Coaching, front office, ownership, they're all on the same page.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
But that's all about going back to the fundamentals. Defensive rebounding, you got to have it, especially when you're getting waxed.
And for the Celtics as an organization, when you have that trust and that common understanding, Chris, that makes a huge difference.
Well, you have to give the leadership some credit, because part of being a great organization is hiring great people and letting them do their job. Ownership and management overbearing and forward thinking. This is a franchise that is exploring every avenue to find an edge.
And so it's Boston with it after the basket by Detroit. The screen from Brown. Smith against Thomas. Count that one. Thomas got 7 points. Pistons trailed by 6. Smith the pass to Johnson. There's a whistle and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Smith. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Now the casual fan, sometimes sitting further away from the court, doesn't always hear all the talking that's going on between the players, among the players. Chris, on the floor, how important is that communication between teammates, among players on the same team on the floor?
Great question, Kevin. I mean, it's tremendously important. You know, let's just think about some plays. Over 60% of the plays in games are pick and roll plays. So when you think about that, the big man has to communicate to the guard, or he's going to get his head knocked off on every type screen. Also, the big fellas in the back of the defense, they're the ones that can see the floor and everything on the floor that's going on. So it's very important that they communicate to the back. Also, guards communicating the play calling, whether offensively or defensively. So communication is very important, and yeah, it's a lot of fun if you're a fan. If you can ever get a ticket down close, you know, hey, you'll hear some funny stuff out there.
The 3 from Thomas, and Baines pulls it down.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Smith kicks to Johnson. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, man, and it's important to this team that Johnson connects on these perimeter attempts. He's remarkable at opening the floor for his guys.
Goes up on the wing. Again, Thomas missing.
That's the kind of shot you want him to take every time. He just happened to miss that time.
This is to Johnson. Kicks it to Baines. To the paint. It's deflected. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. .122 left to play in the first quarter. Caldwell Pope outside. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it go from deep. Rebound, Boston. Now here's Smart. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. From down in the low post, it goes. Pistons trailed by 4. Smith with it. Now Thomas defending. To the paint. It's stolen. It's stolen by Smith. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Solid defense. They weren't going anywhere against them there.
Yarebko can't get it to go. Detroit's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Smith against Thomas. Back to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 5. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Caldwell Pope's got 6.
And Caldwell Pope can be a volume 3-point shooter, meaning when he gets a lot of attempts from there, he can fill it up from downtown.
Now Yarebko. He gets it up. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Boston on top, leading by a point. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very successful tenure with the Butler Bulldogs. He talked about the challenge of making that decision.
The only hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you really loved for 13 years. I couldn't have left without knowing that it was a place that we were going to stay together and really commit to a process together. And I was sold on that, and I continue to be sold on it.
wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks Boston has stockpiled.
I know he's feeling real good about his decision. He's one of the bright coaching stars in our league.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
You know, they're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
And it's why they're shooting such a high percentage from the floor. They're willing to run the offense all the way through.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Celtics, Smart and Bradley the guards. Horford is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Crowder in at the 3 slot. Bradley kicks to Crowder. Picked by Horford. Jumper off the screen, and they pick up 2. Crowder's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Celtics. During your career in Sacramento, Chris, you played on one of the most up-tempo teams of the era. Just how much fun is it for a player to play in a system like that?
Well, first of all, you better be in shape and have your track shoes on at all times. And secondly, it is fun because the faster the game is played, the more mistakes that are made. And so hopefully if you're executing, more mistakes will be made on the defense's part of the game. And when that happens, you get a lot of highlight plays. You get involved. You get the crowd engaged. The energy, this part of it is so different. So those are some fun days playing out there with my boys, and you know, had some of the best times out there with that exciting fast tempo type play.
Like that. Here's Jackson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Marjanovic.
Oh, it's such a disciplined defender. I mean, Horford with the mobility to get to the right spot and put his size to use.
It's stolen by Morris. Detroit's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Harris inside, guarded by Smart. Harris misses. The Celtics with the lead. It's stolen by Morris. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Bradley. Count that one. Bradley's got his first bucket in this one.
Braving the paint, Bradley gets it done.
Pistons have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Johnson outside. Puts up a 3. Detroit, no good that time either.
Shocking, he bricked out. That shot usually is money for him.
Here's Smart. Misses off the right iron.
But he's just looked lost on offense. But luckily for him, his teammates have really stepped up in a big way.
Here's Jackson. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
I mean, come on. Jackson is so effective from the mid-range area of the court. He sticks these shots all the time.
Celtics have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. And here's Smart. Clock at 6. And the pass to Horford. Puts up a 3. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 9 points for Horford.
And that's what Horford can open things up for the whole team offensively. I mean, that's where he can. Off the catch and shoot, bottoms up.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape. Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas."
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, D.A. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you. Now here is Horford. After the miss from Stanley Johnson, Horford sets a screen for Crowder. And the layup's good off the glass. Crowder's got the lead up to 6 now for the Celtics.
Oh, at 6'7", Crowder's pretty effective inside. I mean, he has a way of finishing over length.
Jackson kicks to Harris. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Harris has got 7.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Smart. Horford with a screen on Jackson. Smart kicks to Horford. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by Harris. Pistons trailed by 4. And there have been questions if Reggie Jackson can act as a true point guard on a team, Chris. He's much more of a scoring guard, perhaps, than anything else.
Okay, have a career best for assists from Jackson in 2016. He just needed a chance. You doubt he'll ever be in the top 10 in the league in assists, but you don't need that from him. As long as he can get others involved while putting up some points, you'll be fine with that as a coach.
Here's Harris. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Here we go. Let's draw it up. We've had our chances on offense, but we need to start capitalizing on it. Hey, stop improvising out there and make each possession count. They cannot stop us on the pick and roll, so I want to keep running that until they figure out how to guard us. You got me? Good looks, guys. Don't settle. Let's go.
Well, yeah, and that 6-year drought was tied for the longest in franchise history. It's not just that they have good players, it's that they have good young players. The rebuild that this team went under is still happening, but they appear to be way ahead of schedule.
Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Smart kicks to Horford. It's Crowder on the wing. Picked by Horford. 4 on the shot clock. Smart, wide open, he fires. Boston, no good that time either.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Here's Harris. Harris missing again.
That's the kind of shot you want him to take every time. He just happened to miss that time.
It's stolen by Harris. Here's Jackson. It's good. This game is all even. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Smart with the ball. Screen by Olynyk. Shoots off the screen. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Olynyk's got his first basket.
Oh, I love that aggressiveness from Olynyk. I mean, he can create his own offense. I mean, we all know that. But that time, with a little cleanup work.
Now here's Jackson, and the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his third foul of the game.
He just recorded his third foul at half. Coach has to consider resting him until the third quarter.
Boston making some changes. Yarebko's checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Crowder, and Thomas subbed in for Marcus Smart. John Lure, he's checked in for Detroit. Ish Smith comes in for Jackson. So it's Detroit now, trailing by 2. Now here's Thomas. 7 points in the game. Pass to Brown. Jacks up a 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, you love to see Brown knock down the 3 ball, showing great strides in improving his range.
And that one drops. And it's 13 points for Tobias Harris.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Thomas against Smith. Thomas dishes to Yarebko. Olynyk the pass to Yarebko. Bradley kicks to Thomas. Off target with his 3. Pistons trailed by 3. Tipped away. Caldwell Pope on the wing. He has 6.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Well, that's just not wise to take that shot in that situation. He'll think better of it next time around.
And Bradley gets it to go.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Smith against Thomas. It'll go. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Drummond.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Olynyk dishes to Thomas. Puts up a three. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
Even though he's struggling with the shot, it hasn't stopped his team from getting in front and maintaining this lead.
And it's Smith that time on the assist by Caldwell Pope.
Well, one thing about Coach Brad Stevens, he's very composed on the sideline. He said it was a lesson he learned at Butler. If he gets rattled, the team does. So whether the game is going well or going poorly, you can't tell from looking at him. He keeps an even keel.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read go straight to the rim.
Now, here's Lure. Banked in off the glass.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
They set the pick. Brown outside. Here's Olynyk. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Celtics lead by 4.
Wow, you can't leave him open. Olynyk will knock it down every time.
Smith with it. Now guarded by Bradley. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That's foul number 2 for him.
2 quick fouls. That's bad news for him. He has to keep his hands to himself until halftime.
And the Pistons making a change here. Baines is checked in. Lure the pass to Harris. The feed to Baines. Here's Caldwell Pope. From outside, off the mark.
Well, it appears as though he has lost his touch a little after connecting on 2 in the first quarter.
It's taken away by Smith. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The Pistons shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
First free throw is good. Good on both. 24 seconds left in the first half. Smith against Thomas. The dish to Olynyk. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas with the ball. Now Smith defending.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Celtics lead by 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the most part it was good.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review the first half of action. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Looking at the field goal percentage during that period for them, it was good, 45%. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, I like their effort on the boards because a game could come down to just a few key possessions, and extra rebounds can give you those extra possessions if you work at it.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side, guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
That's it for now, as the second half is just about ready to go. We, and I mean the three of us, will be right here after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Tobias Harris, he has really been playing well.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
Yeah, sound fundamentals, lots of patience that led to that efficient scoring effort.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Celtics with the lead, and Detroit looking at who they've got. On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. Morris is down low with Drummond, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Now here's Johnson. He dishes it to Horford. 5 on the clock. There's the 3. A shot by Johnson, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And you'll ask defenders or would-be defenders of Drummond, he can just punish you physically.
If he drops a shoulder into you, it's like getting hit by a runaway freight train. Because of how strong he is under the rim, he can just shrug off defenders who don't have a strong base. If he hits it on the low block, it's a dunk pretty much every time.
Jackson kicks to Morris. Second half just getting started, about a minute played, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Feeds it to Johnson. And here's Bradley from 3, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
The 19-foot shot. That shot off, and it's Boston the other way. Crowder goes in. Caldwell Pope with some nice D.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Boston leading by 6. Crowder dishes to Thomas. An easy 2 points on the layup. Thomas got 9.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Jackson has the open look. It's good on the putback.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
Thomas against Jackson. Floats it up for Horford. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crowder. The Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Harris. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Morris kicks to Jackson. To the inside. Drummond. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. And it's 9 points for Drummond. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Reggie Jackson went from a backup in OKC to signing a 5-year, $80 million contract in Detroit. And Stan Van Gundy said, we liked his ability, but what we liked even more was he's a guy we thought would not change once he got the money. This is a guy who's really driven to be as good as he can be. Kevin, he has definitely made some strides.
Thanks, D.A. He wanted that starting role, and he's earned it. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
I mean, he can do that. With his leaping ability, no problem for Johnson to go get it.
Pistons trail by 8. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. Out to the right wing. A 3 from Morris. Knocks down the 3 ball. Morris has got 7 now in this quarter.
So comfortable from distance, especially when no one runs him off of his spot.
Right side, Thomas. There's a screen. He feeds it to Crowder. Takes the three. And Smart the bucket on the assist from Crowder. Smart's got the lead up to 8 now for Boston.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
And stolen by Horford. Now here's Smart. He's tightly guarded. And it's Johnson again missing. Pistons trail by 8. Morris passes to Jackson. Here's Drummond. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Persistence by Drummond, never giving up on the board.
Now Thomas, 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Horford. In the corner, Crowder with it. 6 to shoot. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Now in 2013, the Celtics began their rebuild in earnest. Right away, they made some great moves hiring Brad Stevens from the college ranks, the coach. And also, a terrific trade with Brooklyn, getting 3 first-round picks and the right to swap picks in exchange for Garnett and Paul Pierce.
Now, here's Thomas. Shoots. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one.
Oh, man, Horford, I mean, getting loose out there, having a game for himself offensively.
And you talk about that trade with the Nets. Looking back, what a trade for the Celtics.
Wow, I forgot about that. Yeah, Brooklyn's run with Pierce and KG was short-lived, and as their fortunes have waned, it's been one heck of a windfall for these guys in green. So many young assets. They had to make some moves just their rotations.
And out of bounds as the Celtics. Boston making some changes. Olenek, he's checked in for Johnson. Jerebko comes in for Jay Crowder, and it's Brown in for Isaiah Thomas. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Marjanovic comes in for Morris, and Smith subbed in for Caldwell Pope. Now here's Smart, and finished off by Horford.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding an open man.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Now let's stay sharp and finish strong.
Next deal to come to the Boston Celtics, GA. He's on the wrong side of 30, but when you look at his game, his all-star resume, you don't see a real sharp decline coming.
Great point, Kevin, and that's why the Celtics were willing to give Horford the contract they gave him. It was one of the bigger free agent names on the market. You knew that the Celtics would want to make a splash in free agency, and he was their guy.
Pistons trail by 11. Pass to Baines. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's Smart. He has 5. Olenek, a screen on Smith. Smart dishes to Olenek. Back to Smart. Up on the wing, and it's Boston with another.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
And here's Jackson. Down low. Got a piece of it. Here's Marjanovic. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got 5 rebounds tonight. Smart kicks to Horford. Tries a 3. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. John Lure, he's checked in for the Pistons. Here's Smith. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Boston on D. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
After turning the ball over just once in the first half, he has really lost control of it a number of times in the second.
Boston with the ball. 11-point game. Here's your Redco. Over to the wing. Fires the 3. Nice shot by Smart. Smart's got 10.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
They're taking any look they can get from there and just making it rain from the perimeter right now.
Smith kicks to Baines. Missed inside.
When he gets it that close to the basket, usually it's a sure flush. But the defense stepped up and stopped him cold in his tracks.
Horford, no luck.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
That is phenomenal work down there in the thick of it. This is the kind of D you want to see from him every time down the court.
It's stolen by Smith. Floats one. Here's Jackson. And a miss there on the triple.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
He's going to have to shake that off and forget about it. He's got to stay confident in himself.
Boston again missing.
Total breakdown on defense there, but fortunately he missed that one.
Smith, the pass to Johnson. To the left side wing. Here's Baines. Basket counts. Baines has got his second bucket of the night.
Works for looking close. That's just an excellent effort.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Avery Bradley, he's checked in for Marcus Smart. And a switcher also for Detroit. Harris is checked in. Free throw drops for Al Horford. And you look back, Chris, at the teams that Stan Van Gundy has coached in the past, each one of them were considered contenders for so long.
Well, the job of turning things around here in Detroit has been nothing short of spectacular.
Now here is Harris. He's got 13. Screen by Smith. Trying his luck deep. Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to 12 on the bucket from Harris.
You got to be cautious with Harris when there's a screen being set. He's very good at finding space and cashing in on the defense's mistakes.
Bradley dishes to Brown. Kicks it to Olynyk. The 3 from Bradley. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Lure. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Lure's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And scoring in bunches. He's doing his part. Needs more help, though, from his crew.
Bradley with the ball. 11 points in the game. Dishes it to Horford. He's looking for Olynyk and finds him. Detroit with the rebound. Luer's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Smith kicks to Luer. On the wing, Harris from the baseline. Again, the Pistons score.
Oh, man, it's not easy to slow down Harris when he gets on the roll. I mean, he has the ability to light it up from pretty much any spot.
Bradley kicks to Horford. Boston, no good that time either. And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Celtics. They're up by 8. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Just relax and play the game. Relax and play the game. Relax and play the game.
In case they forgot that, of course, from very invigorating words from Stan Van Gundy, repeating what he'd like to see more of them right now.
Coach feels they're getting too caught up in things that don't matter. Resetting their mindsets here. Well, let's see if it helps.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Olynyk in at the 5 spot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Here's Bradley, following the basket by Marcus Morris. Outside Thomas, wide open. Perfect on the shot, swishes it through.
Oh, nice look by Bradley, moving it to the open man.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Count it.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Celtics leading by 6. Outside Thomas. Screen by Olynyk. Bradley, that's for 2. Detroit with the rebound. Harris up top, defended by Crowder. Harris misses. The Celtics shooting at 51%. Really solid. Caldwell Pope against Bradley. And Olynyk kicks to Thomas. Floats one up. Here's Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 6th assist on the night.
And you know what? He's underrated there. Johnson with length, athleticism, and he can finish with either hand inside.
Caldwell Pope outside. It's Drummond top of the key. The Pistons working the ball around now. Back to Caldwell Pope. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Harris. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
That's just a clumsy turnover there. Just an errant pass that should have never been attempted.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Johnson the screen.
Agility at his size is probably the most underrated aspect to his game.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
Oh, yeah, and he may have seen something out there that he'd like to try to exploit. We'll see what they come out with.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during the timeout, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Passes to Harris. Here's Drummond. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Sometimes all you have to do is dump the ball down to Drummond and get out of the way. He'll take care of the rest, utilizing his massive frame.
Now here's Thomas. Goes up from the top of the key. Detroit with the rebound. Harris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Morris with the screen for Harris. There's the triple. And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
He just looks off in this one. Can't seem to throw it in the ocean.
Here's Bradley. The 19-footer is on the money. And the Celtics lead by 11.
And you know what? While Bradley is focused on shooting more threes and less two-point jumpers, I mean, when you're feeling it, you got to let it fly, guy.
Jackson misses.
A decent attempt at the rim right there. Just simply off right now.
Here's Thomas. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be a...
Isn't that when you use your other skills like your mindset? That's just a high basketball IQ play right there. He knew he was no match inside. So what did he do? He pulled his defender out farther from the hoop.
Now here's Thomas. After the miss from Reggie Jackson. Right side Bradley. From the arc. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul. Jerebko's checked in for Boston. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Trailing by 13. Harris a screen on Thomas. Here's Jackson. Jackson can't get that one to fall.
Hard to tell if he's just lacking energy in the second half, but it does not look like he's himself out there.
Shot by Crowder, no good. Pistons trailed by 13. Harris passes to Drummond. Caldwell Pope kicks to Morris. Detroit, no good that time either. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. For the 3, good on the triple.
And that's not the way for a team to get back into a game, giving up open shots like that.
Wow. Bad defense can cost you dearly. I'd be surprised if they found a way to get back in this one.
Back to Caldwell Pope. Count the basket. Caldwell Pope's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Now Thomas. Al Horford, he's checked in for Jerebko. Pistons trail by 16. On the wing, Harris. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. You know, Chris, for a lot of players, being called a tweener is a bit of a backhanded remark. It means they have no true position. But that might be a compliment for Tobias Harris.
You're right, Kev. That is exactly the case with Harris. He's considered a tweener just because he can have a large impact at both forward spots. He has the strength and ability to finish inside at the 4, but he's a good enough shooter from range to play the 3 and has no problem defending from either spot.
He hits the second from the line.
Oh, wow. And Harris is a guy that really offers a ton of versatility. He can play both forward spots and is an efficient scorer from just about anywhere.
Now, here's Thomas. Outside Crowder. 6 to shoot. Here's Horford. No good with the triple. Jackson dishes to Harris. Down low. And Drummond throws it down.
Wow, and that's the length and the touch of Drummond. It's hard for anyone to contest. When he's in the zone, the basket is as big as the ocean.
Horford the pass to Bradley. He dishes it to Thomas. Got a piece of it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Oh, he gets a great jump on it. Barely bounces off his fingertips.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Off the inbound, no good.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
When the screen got him all the space he needed to release that one, I thought for sure that was going on.
Now Bradley, after the missed three from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
And since the start of the fourth quarter, that three-point shot has just been there.
They are just bringing the heat from downtown right now.
Now here's Drummond, a screen. Caldwell-Pope kicks to Drummond. 5 to shoot. Fades away. Another miss by Caldwell-Pope.
Is he trying to get a shoe contract deal? Because he's showing no interest in moving the ball right now. He's trying to make a one-man commercial. He's just content to try to get his points, and that's all.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Boston.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down. And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Al Horford.
But look, he made the tough shots. He made the easy shots. He made all the shots. It was an offensive showcase for him tonight. He's the reason they're going to run away with this win.
And it's Smith penetrating. Detroit, no good that time either. With the prospect of making a big lead even bigger.
And you got to jump at this chance. Stretch that lead out as much as possible.
Here's your Repco. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
Well, look, you always want to give your all for your home crowd. And so far, they have done just that.
Now here's Drummond. Screen by Smith. And Lure kicks to Drummond. It's stolen by Brown. Down low. Rebounded by the Pistons. Johnson dishes to Smith. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Seven seconds left to play here in the fourth. It's tipped and stolen by Horford. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Al. Big offensive night for you. How were you able to get to your spots where you like to score?
The guys were just finding me, and so it kind of freed me up a little bit and allowed me to get more shots. And we were flying around the whole game.
When you guys move the ball, one of the best teams in the league, Al. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Horford.
Well, he's not usually the guy the fan comes to see, but tonight he was worth the price. I don't know how much they paid Ernie, but I would have bought 10 tickets tonight. The fans were going crazy. That's when he really started to take over the game.
Well, what I like about Al Horford is and that was on display tonight, guys. I mean, look, he has great understanding of the game for the power forward position. His skills and his smarts are unmatched.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson.